You've spent months getting one assistant to understand how you work, what you build, how you want things written, the corrections you eventually stopped having to repeat. Then you switch, and all of it is on the wrong side of a wall. That's usually the moment somebody hands you a prompt. Paste this into ChatGPT, it'll print everything it remembers about you. You move that across, done. It's the most shared fix in this whole subject, and it's going to waste your afternoon. And if you already tried it and got an empty answer, or a flat refusal, you didn't do it wrong. 6 different people reported that same failure publicly, independently of each other. There's nothing to fix in how you ran it, because the prompt isn't the thing that's failing. What most people are trying to move was never going to move, and while they chase it, the part that would actually transfer is sitting in plain sight, unwritten. 3 different things get called memory. Only one of them crosses between 2 AI systems intact. The one that crosses isn't the one you're trying to save. And the 20 minutes it takes to write it down is the difference between switching and starting over. Say you've used one assistant seriously for 6 months. By now it's picked up how you like things written, what you're building, and which corrections you've had to make twice. That accumulation is why the tool got useful, and it's why switching feels like going back to zero. So when somebody tells you there's a prompt that moves all of it across in one paste, that's a genuinely appealing offer. It's also the moment to look closely, because what's being promised and what these systems actually do are 2 different things. The cost of getting this wrong isn't just a wasted afternoon. People come away concluding the new tool is worse, when what they actually did was compare 6 months of accumulated context against a blank account. That's not a comparison between 2 tools. It's a head start being mistaken for a feature. Column 1 is what the system inferred about you. You never typed any of it. It noticed things across your conversations and wrote its own notes. Your tone, your stack, the project you keep coming back to. Column 2 is what you wrote on purpose. Custom instructions, project instructions, and the standing file some tools let you keep. It's text you authored, in your words, and it sits somewhere you can open and read. Column 3 is the transcript. Every conversation you've ever had with it. It's data about you, but it's raw material rather than memory, and no system treats it as memory. So which of these 3 can actually move to another company's product intact? Only column 2. And the reason isn't a business decision or a lock-in strategy. It's what these 3 things actually are. What you wrote is exact text, and text copies perfectly. Paste it into any assistant and it still means what it meant, because it was only ever your words describing how you want to be worked with. What was inferred is a different kind of thing. Those notes are one system summary of you, written in its own format for its own retrieval. Hand that to a second system and it doesn't adopt them. It reads them and forms its own impression, which is a new inference rather than the original one. That's not a criticism of anyone's product, it's just the honest shape of it. The import being sold to you as a transfer is a paste of prose into a text box, and the receiving system decides what to do with it. Back to those 6 people. The trick asks the assistant to recite column 1, to print its own inferred notes into a chat reply so you can copy them out. And that request fails in 2 completely different ways, which is why the reports about it contradict each other. The first failure is an empty answer. One person reported the assistant replying that no memory was stored on an account they'd been using constantly. The likeliest explanation is that the request was written against an older shape of the feature. That memory surface changed shape. It used to be a list of separate saved items, and it moved toward a single written summary, with the older list still reachable underneath. A prompt built for the old list, run against an account on the new summary, can come back with nothing to report, and the person reads that as their own account being empty. I wouldn't state that as certain for any individual account, because none of us can see inside somebody else's settings. The second failure is a refusal. One person reported being told the prompt violated usage policy. These trick prompts are often written in a jailbreak register. They instruct the model to dump internal state, ignore its normal behavior, output everything verbatim. That phrasing is what draws the refusal. The information was never the problem. Both failures come from the same decision, which is asking the model to recite, and you don't have to. What it inferred about you isn't hidden anywhere. It's in a settings panel, on a page, in a list you can open, read, edit, and delete. I'm deliberately not reading you a menu path, and it isn't me being coy. Those paths have already moved once, and any click-by-click route I recite here could be wrong by the time you watch it. Look for memory or personalization in settings. What you want is the page that lists what it has remembered about you. 4 cases. Run through that model in the order you'd actually hit them. Case 1. You open the panel and read what it has on you. Most people find two things at once: a handful of lines that genuinely describe how they work, and a much longer tail of one-off details picked up from single conversations. Keep the first kind. The tail isn't worth moving, and this is where most migrations go wrong. People try to move all of it when the useful part is small. Case 2. You rewrite the keepers as your own instructions. Not copied phrasing, but your sentences, in present tense, describing how you want to be worked with, what you build, what you're fluent in, how you want answers structured, and what you've already corrected twice. This block is the artifact the whole video is about, and until you write it, it doesn't exist anywhere. Case 3. You put that block where the new tool will read it. Claude's own import flow takes pasted text and adds it to memory, and the documentation lists it as available on the free plan as well as the paid ones. Paste the same block into your standing instructions as well. 2 homes, 1 original, because the import is described as experimental and may not take everything. Case 4, and this is the one that saves people a week. The official data export isn't a shortcut around any of this. It's a conversation export, and the help documentation says re-uploading those files doesn't carry across custom instructions, memories, or account settings. It can take up to 7 days to arrive, and the download link expires 24 hours after it lands. So requesting it and waiting is 7 days spent on the one column you never needed. Case 2 said write your own instruction block, and that's the one instruction in this video that's useless without detail. So here's what goes in it. 6 headings, and they aren't arbitrary. Each one replaces a category of thing the old system had inferred about you. 1. What you build. The domain, the stack, the kind of work you actually do. Without this line, every answer you get is written for a general audience that doesn't exist. 2. What you already know. This is the heading people skip, and then they wonder why things keep getting explained to them. If you've written software for a decade, say so, and the basics stop arriving unasked. 3. How you want answers shaped. Length, format, whether you want the code first or the reasoning first, whether you want to be asked before something long gets generated. Concrete preferences rather than adjectives. 4. Standing corrections. The things you've had to fix twice. Every one of those is a line here, and this heading is the closest thing to the accumulated relationship people are trying to migrate. It's also the only part of it that was ever written down in your own words. 5. What not to do. Negative constraints are load-bearing, and they're the ones an inferred memory tends to miss, because a system watching you work sees what you did and not what you ruled out. Tools you don't want suggested. Formats you won't accept. Things you've already decided against and don't want relitigated every session. 6. What you're working on currently. And this one gets its own section, physically separate from the other 5, for a reason worth understanding. The first 5 headings are stable. They describe how you work, and they'll still be true in 2 years. The 6th one rots in weeks. If you mix them into a single block, the whole block starts feeling stale and you stop trusting it, which is how these files get abandoned. Keep the durable 5 together, and let the 6th be the part you rewrite without ceremony. That's the artifact. It takes about 20 minutes to write the first time, and it's the only thing in this entire subject that you own outright. Now the part that decides whether any of this was worth doing, and it's the part that almost always gets left out. Claude's documentation says its memory is designed to focus on work-related topics, and that, as a result, it may not retain imported personal details unrelated to work. So, even a clean import gets filtered on the way in. The part of your accumulated relationship that isn't about work is the part least likely to survive the trip. And the vendor isn't hiding any of this. The same page calls memory imports experimental and still in active development, and says Claude may not always successfully incorporate imported memories. That's the documentation predicting, in advance, the exact outcome those 6 people got. So here's the honest limit on the advice. If what you want is for a new assistant to know you the way the old one did, this video can't give you that, and neither can the trick prompt. That isn't a gap in the method. The destination is built to keep a working memory on task, and it applies that filter on the way in, on purpose. What you can have is better in one specific way. An instruction block you wrote is something you can read, correct, version, and paste into whatever you're using in 3 years. The inferred notes were never yours to carry. They were one product's opinion of you, kept in its own format. There's one more thing people try after hearing all this, and it's worth heading off. If the import takes pasted text and the export gives you your conversations as text, why not just paste the conversations in? Because column 3 was never memory. A transcript is the record of you working something out, including every wrong turn and everything you later decided against. Feed that in wholesale, and the useful signal is a rounding error against the noise. Worse, the negative constraints from heading 5 arrive inverted, because a transcript shows you discussing the thing you rejected at length. The transcript is worth keeping, and it's worth reading when you're writing your 6 headings and can't remember what you kept correcting. It just isn't worth pasting.
One more piece of honesty. About this video itself, the details on the ChatGPT side, the settings panel, and the export contents come from published help documentation our tooling couldn't read directly, so those may be stated more confidently here than the source deserves. The Claude side facts were read from the source page itself. Fast recap: 3 things get called memory: what the system inferred, what you wrote, and the transcript. Only what you wrote crosses intact, because it's exact text and it was always yours. The trick prompt fails because it asks the model to recite the inferred column when you can just open and read that column instead. The official export carries conversations rather than memory, and even a clean import gets filtered toward work on arrival. So the drill is, read the panel, keep the handful of lines that describe how you actually work, rewrite them as your own instruction block, and paste that block into both the import and your standing instructions. I've put the template for that block in the description. 1 page, 6 headings, the categories worth keeping and the ones that aren't worth moving. It carries the same date as this video because every fact in it can move. If this was useful, the thing that helps most is telling me which of the 3 columns you'd been trying to move. That tells me what to teach next. Stay in the loop.